श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. So we are seeing the first shloka. Bhaja Govindam
भज गोविन्दम्
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले
सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले
नहि रक्षति दुःखीकरणे.
नहि रक्षति दुःखीकरणे.
Very good. So yesterday we were seeing this. When we were seeing this, we said very clearly that this is not a bhakti text. This is not a text of devotion. This is a Vedantic treatise. Okay. So to qualify for being a Vedantic treatise, you have to have the first sloka as Mangala Charana. We call it Mangala Charana. Mangala Charana means an invocation, a benediction. Okay, Mangala Charana. The Mangala Charana can be of different types. Normally, it is of the remembrance of the Absolute. First, remembrance of Absolute. Second, salutation to the Ishvara. Third, blessings to the disciples, whoever reads the text. So it can be of any type. So here we see there is no such thing. That this is not a proper Vedantic treatise. If you say no, this first shloka itself has whatever that needs for it to qualify to be called as a Mangala Charana. What is that? Okay. So first here we can, as we saw yesterday, it can be understood, Govindam can be understood in three different ways. One, it can be understood as the name of Govinda, Krishna. Okay, one as the name of Ishvara. Second, as the name of the Absolute. Gampatiti Govinda, one who protects the cows, jivas. Govinda is Absolute. Third is Gam Indriyani Patiti, one who protects the sense organs, individual self, Jiva. So Govinda can mean Krishna, Govinda can mean Krishna, Ishvara. Govinda can mean Absolute, Govinda can also mean individual. So there is no confusion about that. So this Govinda can be Vastu Smaranatmaka or this Mangala Charana. This invocation can be remembering the Absolute or saluting the God. Saluting the God. By remembering the Absolute, we can bring in the individual and Absolute self. There is no issues. By remembering Absolute, the one who is established, Govinda, which is established as individual self, can be accepted. One who is accepted to be the Absolute, that also can be accepted. That Govinda can also be accepted. You understand? So Govinda, three meanings. One is Krishna, Ishvara. Second, Absolute. Third, individual. So individual and Absolute, both can be accepted if you accept the Vastu Smaranatmaka type of Mangalacharana, which is remembering the self. Because in Vedanta, the individual self and Absolute self are one and the same. They are not different. How? The space in the pot and the space in the room are not different. The embodiment room, the embodiment pot is different, but not the space. So the individual self and Absolute self are one and the same. Jiva Brahma Eko na Aparaha. Jiva and Brahman are one and not different. Tat Tvam Asi. We saw this yesterday. You are that. You are that. That does not mean you are Ishvara. We established this. You and the absolute self have the same substratum. Okay. So, if you accept it as absolute self or individual self, there is no issue in the first type of Mangalacharana. Second type is a Ishvara Namaskaratmaka, saluting the Ishvara. Krishna, fine. So, here we are not saying the Ashirvadatmaka Mangalacharana, we are not saying blessings. These two, it will fit. Whichever way we want to accept, we have the choice here. Okay. Now, another important point. If you want to accept it as a Mangalacharana should have, in essence, Mangalacharana is like the blurb which you see in the back of the book or insides of the book. It in concise way, it talks about the subject matter of the book and who is eligible for the book. Similarly, a Mangalacharana in a concise way says, what is the subject matter? Vishaya. Vishaya is subject matter. Who is the qualified person for this text? Adhikari. Then, what is the relationship between me and the text? Me and the text, and that text and the subject matter, and subject matter and me. Any kind of relationship. Sambandha, relationship. Sambandha. So the relationship can be between me and the text and the subject and me. Okay? And fourth is a prayojana. What is the use of studying this text? So if I am not eligible, if it's some rocket science and I am not interested in it, I am not eligible for that. I don't know the basics, so I don't have to get into it. And if there is no relationship between me and the subject matter, then what is the point of studying the book? Third, if the result which I am going to gain after studying the book is not for me, then why study the book? Why waste our time studying the book? So, all these are beautifully put in the Mangalacharana itself. You have an idea what you are getting into. So, here we have to see what are the four things? Vishaya. What is the subject matter? He says the knowledge of self. Samprapte sannite kale nahi rakshati tukring karane. You will not be saved by memorizing the root words, etc. By that he said, Govindam Bhaja. Bhaja Govindam. Surrender to Ishvara. That is the subject matter. Surrender to Ishvara means surrender to the self. That is the subject matter. Okay. Who is the Adhikari? Who is the eligible person to study this book? He beautifully said, you idiot. I am talking about him. He said, Mudhamate, one who is ignorant about the self. He is the eligible person. One who is ignorant about the self and one who is interested to know about the self. That is the person we are talking about. I am not at all interested. You cannot teach him. I know the subject matter. You cannot teach me. So, if you don't know completely and you are not interested in completely, you cannot teach him. If you know completely, even if you are interested, you cannot teach him. So, we are talking about the person who is an idiot, but he at the same time he is interested in knowing. Okay, so that is the Adhikari. The third of this is called Anubandha Chatushtaya. This is the building block of any text. So the prerequisites to read a text. So the third is a Sambandha, the relationship. The relationship we generally say Vishay Vishi Bhava Sambandha, the subject and the object, the textbook. So that is the relationship. Okay. And Prayojana, what do I gain? Because every time in any place you see, without a prayojana, without the result, no one will be interested in doing anything. What will I get? Even your sons, even the smaller one, will say, what will I get? That's a very simple question. In Shastras, they'll have tatakim. So what? Okay, good. So what? So that needs to be taken care of, because there's a beautiful statement in Sanskrit. Prayojanam anuddishya na mandopi pravartate. Prayojanam anuddishya na mando api pravartate. Even an idiot, a dull head, will not put forth any effort without knowing the end result. What he is going to get. Even a dull head, even a crazy fellow. The crazy guys roam all over. I have seen so many in Rishikesh. Okay. But you think they are sannyasis and all that. Many of them are crazy actually. So, but at the right time, where they provide food, they will be there. They will be there. They know. Though they are crazy, they don't have any, they can't relate with you, but still at the right time they reach the place where they provide food. So without the expectation, none will do anything. So that is satisfied by here saying the prayojana. Prayojana is to know the self. Govindam-1-3. Okay. So this is what is the first shloka. Second shloka, beautiful shloka. Again he is scolding you. Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. Kuru sat buddhim manasi vitrishnam. Kuru sat buddhim manasi vitrishnam. Kuru sat buddhim manasi vitrishnam. Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. Kuru sat buddhim manasi vitrishnam. Yellabhase nija karmopatam. Yellabhase nija karmopatam. Yellabhase nija karmopatam. Vittam tena vinodhaya chittam. Vittam tena vinodhaya chittam. Vittam tena vinodhaya chittam. Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. Kuru sad buddhim manasi vitrishnam. Yellabhase nija karmopatam. Vittam tena vinodhaya chittam. Beautiful. He starts with a scolding. Moodha jahihi. Some places we can also see jahiha. Jahihi, jahiha. Both are not a issue here, because it gives a different idea, that's all. Moodha, oh idiot, oh fool. Jahihi. Jahihi. Jahihi means completely destroy, burn it, annihilate it. Jahihi. Jahiha. Jahiha, if you break it as jahiha, jahihi is one word. If you break it as jahiha, jahiha, if you understand as jahiha, it will be two words. Jahiha. Destroy here. Here itself. Oh, you fool, destroy it here itself. Or, oh, you fool, destroy. Destroy what? Dhana agama trishnam. Trishna means thirst. Agama means for receiving, for gaining. Dhana, wealth. The desire, the thirst for gaining more wealth. Oh, you idiot, give up the thirst for earning more wealth. Okay, what should I do? So the second is, as I said yesterday, stop this, don't do this. That is not what just the Shastra says. You should have to do this too. Don't do this is not just the Upadesha, it's not just the teaching. What you should is also the teaching. Next is a Kuru Sad Buddhim. Kuru Sad Buddhim. Cultivate a good intellect. Cultivate a good intellect. Kuru Sad Buddhim. How do you gain that? Manasi Vitrishna. Dispassion in your mind. Manasi, in your mind, dispassion. Gain dispassion in your mind. Okay. Then what will happen to my food? If I give up, what will happen to me? Yellabhase, that which you gain, that which you gain. Yellabhase, that which you gain. Gain. I am not doing anything, you said. Don't go behind it, you said. He is giving you Nija Karma Upatam. Nija Karma Upatam. Your original karma gained. Meaning the one which is gained through your karma. We'll go into it in detail. The one which you have gained through your karma. That which you have gained through your original karma. Vittam, that wealth. Tena, through it. That wealth. Through it. Tena, through it. Vinodaya Chittam. Make your mind happy. Satisfy yourself with what you receive through your karmas. Okay. So, this is a base shloka for the, as I said, this is a treatise. When I was inquiring into it, I saw this second shloka is a very important shloka which decides the rest of the shlokas. From here, from 3rd to 8th, there is one section which is explaining one word in this second shloka. And the 9th shloka is explaining another word in the shloka. From 3 to 8, Dhanagama Trishnam, Mudhajahihi Dhanagama Trishnam, Manasi Vitrishnam. These two are taken care of. Manasi Vitrishnam, Dhanagama Trishnam. Dispassion in your mind and a thirst for, give up the thirst for earning more wealth. So these two are taken care of from 3 to 8. And Kuru Sad Buddhim. Cultivate the desire for knowing the self. The good intellect means desire for knowing the self. Kuru Sad Buddhim is taken care of in the 9th shloka. Why do you have to break it up like this? There is an Upanishad called Ishavasya Upanishad, which is normally studied in the tradition, normally studied as the first Upanishad. It's a very small Upanishad, 18 shlokas. That's what we teach as the first Upanishad. But that is not qualified to be taught as the first Upanishad. It's a small Upanishad, but it is very confusing Upanishad. If you don't know the other prerequisites, as I said the other day, if you don't know Sanskrit, if you don't know logic, if you don't know Purumimamsa, the karma part, describing the karma part, etc., you will not be able to understand Ishavasya Upanishad. Though it's a very small Upanishad, you will not be able to understand it. Why? There are the whole 18 shlokas is dealing with the first 2 shlokas. Ishavasya Vidam Sarvam Yatkinchit Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tena Bunjita Ma Ghrata Kasya Siddhanam. This is the first shloka which is handled by the 3rd to some 8th or 12th, 11th shloka. Or 12th shloka, I'm not sure. So the second Kurvanne Vehe Karmani is the rest of the shlokas. So Ishavasya Upanishad itself is a commentary on itself. The first shloka and the second shloka. Similarly, here in the second shloka, the first line, the first three words and the last two words is taken care of in from 3rd to 8th. And the 4th and 5th, Kuru Sadbuddhim, that is taken care of by the 9th shloka. That is how this whole scheme works. This is how I see it. Okay. So, what does this shloka say? Mudha jahihi dhanagama trishna. Okay. Oh, you idiot. That is too much. You slap him and then tell him, this is what you have to do. Idiot. Okay. Dhanagama trishna. Okay. Yearning wealth, desire to earn wealth, then how will I stay alive? What is the see, because everywhere there is one simple question which is always asked. Is my life handled by fate or free will? Which is powerful, fate or free will? Majority of them who are lazy want to believe that it is all fate. If I have to, I will. Okay. So the minority, who is again another majority, will think it is free will. You have to work. If you want, you have to work for it. Yes, there is some majority, minority. Okay. So what is right? Is fate right or free will right? There is no right and wrong anywhere. You have to understand how it is. You are a package, I call it, you are a package of karma. You have taken this body as a package of some karmas, good and bad karmas mixed up. Okay. This package is called as prarabdha karma in the scriptures, in the Shastra. Prarabdha karma. Okay. That prarabdha karma is what decides our experiences, good and bad here. Okay. So, this prarabdha karma package has taken care of all that which you need to experience in this life. There are 3 things which comes in this package of prarabdha karma. What kind of being you are going to be? Jati, we call it. Jati is not a caste here. Being. What kind of? Are you going to be born as a human? Man, woman, animal, female, male, whatever. That is all decided by this prarabdha karma. That is the first thing. Okay. Then, what is the lifespan you are going to stay in that body? Not all male stay fit till 80 or 100. No. Some people die very young. So, lifespan is the second in the package. And the third is the experiences thereof. What kind of experience are you going to gain in this body? It's decided. It is all decided. That means fate is powerful. The vote is in favor of fate. Then why at all bring in free will? Why at all bring in free will? Then I should just sit like that idiot who just looks at his palm, because there is this line which is going to go and touches that, he'll become a king. Raja Yoga, they call it in palmistry. Raja Yoga. Just little bit. If it touches, then see me. I will show you. Don't look at your palm. It's not there. Everyone wants to see that Raja Yoga in their palm. I'll tell you a story. There was this a father in a church who, to entertain people, used to look at the palm. Oh, you are going to be a king. Definitely you are going to be a big king. Oh, you are going to be a very great minister. How do you know? Because his father is a king and his another person's father is a minister. So they are going to be a minister or king. Natural. So this young boy went and showed his hand to the father. He said, "What am I going to be?" And he is a peasant's son. What is he going to be? Can you say, you are not going to be anything? You are going to be nothing. That is a very great injustice to that boy. So he just dodges that question. It's okay, beta. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. This boy comes and shows his hand again and again. You said he will become a king. What is that I lack? You tell me. He says, this line, you see, this line, if it goes straight here, you will become a king. And he sees the other boy's hands. And suddenly, a hand again comes in between, says, now, tell me, will I become a king? You see, that boy's hand is bloody. It's full of blood. He took a piece of bottle and scratched his hand and tore his hand and made the line. The father held his hand and said, you are not going to be a king, you are going to be emperor. Who is that? Napoleon. That he decided. Now, which is great, fate or free will? No, it was in his fate, therefore then there is no end to this fate and free will discussion. So we have to understand. If there is no free will, then what are we doing here? If there is no free will, why should at all we listen to this? Sitting in Ireland, trying to understand some Sanskrit terms in English. Why at all? It's a punishment the fate is bringing on us. So we have to understand free will is important. How to decide whether this will happen because of my free will or this will happen because of my fate, or this happened because of my free will or this happened because of my fate. How do I decide it? How do I understand it? What is the deciding factor? So my explanation is very simple. What is your goal in life? What do you want in life? You want money? I told you the other day. You want money? Focus. Nothing else you need to worry about. The food will be on your plate. You don't have to worry about. Just go. If you want to study, education is your forte. Okay, good. If you want liberation, it will happen. The rest will be taken care of by our karma. It will not leave us. For those who are new, we have a very beautiful story which explains this fate free will. Okay. So, a monk was explaining the fate free will story, and this boy, he was like, okay. He said, everything will be taken care of by my fate. Let me put it to test. There was a nice food. He packed the food. He went to the forest. He decided. He has food, but he will not eat it. He said, let me see if my fate feeds me. The monk said, the sannyasi said, your fate will feed you with force. Let me test it. Let me see it. The food is there. I am not going to eat it. No. But if it is us, like, the smell is very good. I'm little hungry. No, this fellow is very strong-headed. He said, no, I'm not going to eat. And to his surprise, there were 3 men there. And they said, what do you have? Give me that. Whatever you have. He had to part with all his possession, whatever he had. He was crying. I don't have this much only. I have. How can you do this? Give it. Don't blabber. Give it. What is this? Food. Food? What kind of food? Oh, some biryani. Okay. You take it, take it, take it. Till then, this fellow was crying and he says, this biryani, you can take it. You can take this food. Go ahead, eat, eat, eat. He is happy that he won. The monk lost. Good. So these fellows were like, what? When we asked for money, this fellow was crying. And food is a necessity for him now. And he is happy to part with it. He says, take it, please, please. And these are wanted criminals. So they understood this fellow has put some poison in the food. They understood it like that. And they said, you eat. This fellow has taken already a oath. I will not eat the food. Let me see. He want to put his prarabdha to test. Eat. No, I won't eat. You please, you have it all. Eat. No, I can't eat. Eat. No. Eat. Eat. They filled his mouth with food and made him swallow it. Prarabdha, your fate will forcefully feed you. No matter what. Okay, so whatever is our focus, we should be very clear about it. The rest will be naturally taken care of by our prarabdha. How can you see that? How can you say that? Yes, we see people who are not in a bad condition, suddenly everything changes to them. Suddenly they are in a worse condition, standing in queue for food. And this beggar who didn't have anything found a piece of paper and he just saw it. Okay, it's some lotto. Let me just check it. Somebody threw it. Okay, it's a failure, but still, I don't have anything to do. So let me just check the number. Some time pass. Okay. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2. Very good. 3, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3. Very good. 4, 4. 5, 5. He won the lotto. This card, which is useless, somebody threw it and this fellow wanted to spend some time, waste his time, got a lotto. Now, this is how it works. Even if you are in front of a big, very costly treasure, your eyes will not be able to see it. We don't understand the treasure which we have. Never do we understand it. We don't recognize it. There is another story which we say. This fellow was like walking and he is a kind of, no, it's not a devotee. Devotee means here he is a kind of person who only prays to God, like many of us, only prays to God when he wants something. he prays to God, God, please, please, please give me some treasure, some treasure. So he's worshipping Shiva, okay, Vishnu or Shiva, simple Shiva. Shiva is Ashutosha, we call him. Ashutosha means one who can be pleased very simple, easily. So they play. Please, 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 he prays. So Parvati, his wife, nags Shiva. He's praying so much to you, can't you give it? No, wife. It's not there in his fate. How can you do that? Give him something. Give him. Okay. There is no appeal there. Wife says. Okay, so he says, okay. A big pack of treasure, all diamonds and jewelries. He places in this path. Up till then, he was like, God, 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 God. Okay, from here, I will close my eyes and walk. From here, I will close my eyes and walk to my house. Let me see how it is possible or not. And ting, he hits his leg on this treasure and he is angry because it is hurting him. So without opening his eyes, he picks that and throws it away. Your fate doesn't allow even if you are provided. That is why many a time we don't understand the treasure we already have. I am not even talking about the self treasure. The treasure which is ourself. It's already there, always there. We don't recognize. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the common treasures, the relations, the friends. We don't treasure them because I will close my eyes and I will travel now from. That is what we do. So he says, Moodha Jahihi, oh you idiot, give up. Give up what? Dhana Agama Trishnam, the thirst for more. Let me earn more. You are not going to take it anywhere. And in the deathbed, who will take care of my money? What will happen to my money? That will be the thought. They can steal money from you, but what will they do? In deathbed, they will be only worried about their money, not God. And Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita promises whatever is your final thought function, whatever is your final thought, that is what is going to be your next, the deciding factor for your next birth. And what will you be thinking about? What will happen to my money? What will happen to my money? What will be your next birth? A dog taking care of wealth. Taking care of wealth. This fellow, I was explaining today, this fellow is growing exotic pink mangoes in India, Maharashtra. Has 6 dogs. 6 dogs. Not believing in human beings. 6 dogs. So that dog we will be, because we are taking care of the treasure, the exotic pink mangoes. So Jahihi Dhanagama Trishnam Manasi Vritrishnam. How do I give up? It is easy to say give up. How do I do that? Manasi Vritrishnam. In your mind, you gain dispassion towards this. Through dispassion, give up. How do I give up through dispassion? We have a beautiful way to explain this. We say in Shastra, Vishayeshu dosham pashya. See the defects in the objects. Generally, every object has a defect. Being an object itself is a defect, because object means it is done. Yesterday I said the logic, et kritakam tadanityam. Whatever is created is non-eternal. That itself is a big defect. But we will not be able to apply that logic immediately. So we know each and every object has a defect. Just perceive that defect. If you see that defect, then you will no more be attached to it. Defects and attachment don't go hand in hand. We will be seeing that in the next few slokas, because that is what is going to be explained in the from the 3rd to 8th sloka. I said already. Okay. So how do I go about? I have dispassion. Then how do I go about? Kuru sadbuddhim. Kuru sadbuddhim. Cultivate this right thinking. What is right thinking? There is no possibility of seeing things as right and wrong in the world. But with respect to yourself, there is always a right and wrong. There is always a right and wrong. You understand the self to be identical, the individual self to be identical with the absolute self. That is the right thinking. You understand in any other way, that is wrong thinking. So, Sat Buddhim. Sat means, what is Sat? Sat means existence. Sat Buddhi means the knowledge of existence. What is Sat? Existence. You said that you already twice, thrice. Sat Buddhi, then what is that? knowledge of existence. Pot exists, cloth exists. That is there. Even if you accept it or not, it is there. Yes, true. Even if you accept it or not, it is there. But the one who knows the Sat, existence, the truth, is who we call as Sadbuddhi. You have to cultivate that Shraddha towards the person, one who has that right knowledge, or the knowledge which he imparts, which he teaches. In that you have the Shraddha. So whichever way, that you have to cultivate, because it is easy to place our mind in things which are wrong, the wrong habits, etc. It is very easy to take it away from that wrong habit. It is very difficult. Similarly, it is very difficult to push ourselves into the right path, but take it away from the right path, you don't need 2 seconds. It's very easy. So to cultivate this right thinking is Kuru Sadbuddhi. And what that is will be explained in the 9th shloka. Okay, now Yellabhase Nija Karmopatam. Then what will happen to me, my life? Whatever is gained through your karma. Whatever is gained through your karma. But is karma accepted? We said in the first shloka, Dukruin Karani, that word itself, that root word he chose, that is the reason. There is a reason for that, choosing that Dukruin Karani root word. What is the reason? That which is gained through activity is non-eternal. Simple logic. That which is gained through activity, karane, activity, is non-eternal. So that should be very clear. Then karmopatam. Karma here, as we explained, is our prarabdha karma. That which you have gained through your prarabdha karma. Vittam, the wealth. Wealth can be anything. It need not be wealth, money. Because we don't always think money is the only wealth. My son, my daughter is my wealth. That's a wealth also. My house is a wealth. Yes. So wealth can mean different things in different places. Whatever you are attached to, whatever you think is your possession, is your wealth. So it starts with the external, house, etc., property, etc. Then to the internal, your family. Then to yourself, the body, sense, organ complex. So each one of them is seen as wealth. So whatever you have gained through that, tena, with that wealth, vinodaya chittam. Keep your mind satisfied. Keep your mind satisfied. Okay, that is a beautiful shloka. Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Moodha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. Kuru sat buddhim manasi vitrishnam. Yellabase nija karmopatam. Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Okay. Again, Bhajagovindam, Govindam, Bhajamurante. Okay. Next, we are going to understand the Mooda Jahi Dhanama Trishnam, Manasi Vitrishnam. So, here in this sloka, there is another beautiful thing. As a adhikari, eligible seeker, you need to have some prerequisites. The prerequisites are Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutva. 4 things we say as prerequisites. Viveka, discrimination. Vairagya, dispassion. Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, the sense organ control, etc. Some controls. Then Mumukshutva, the desire for liberation, moksha. So these 4 are prerequisites. This is necessary. That is Kuru Sadbuddhim. That with that he is talking about the Viveka. You have to have Viveka. Manasi Utrishna. With that he establishes the Vairagya, dispassion. Kuru Sadbuddhim, discrimination. Manasi Utrishna, dispassion. Then Muda Jahi Dhanagam Trishna, the sixfold prerequisites of Shamadam, etc., control of sense organ, control of mind, etc. Okay, then Vittam Tena Vinode Chittam, and then Mukshatva, it is a basic prerequisite. Without that, you will not be entering this text itself. So, all that is taken care of. The prerequisites of an eligible seeker is taken care of in the second. The first shloka, the prerequisites of a treatise is taken care of. In the second shloka, the prerequisites of the eligible seeker is taken care of. Sadhana Chatushtaya, we call it. First, Anubandha Chatushtaya, the four prerequisites of a text. Then, in the second, Sadhana Chatushtaya, the four prerequisites of a seeker. That is taken care of. Now, how should the seeker cultivate this dispassion, etc.? So, that is said from the third shloka. Nari stana bhara nabhidesham. Nari stana bhara nabhidesham. Nari stana bhara nabhidesham. Drishtva magha mohavesham. Drishtva magha mohavesham. Drishtva magha mohavesham. Nari stana bhara nabhidesham. Drishtva magha mohavesham. Yetan mamsa vasadhi vikaram. Etat mamsa vasadhi vikaram. Etat mamsa vasadhi vikaram. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Yetan mamsa vasadhi vikaram. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Nari stana bhara nabhidesham. Drishtva magha mohavesham. Yetan mamsa vasadhi vikaram. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Okay. To cultivate this passion, you have to start from the external. Okay. So, external thing. What attracts you the most? Generally, the opposite sex attracts you the most. So, what is that which is most attractive in the other one? So, that is here generally what the tradition is the seeker is by default taken for granted as a male. So, the other sex is what is shown in the text. So, the dispassion is always generated for the male for the other sex. Now, this is a Nari Stanabhara Nabhi Desham. Okay. Now, if it is woman, then how should you see this? So I was doing this chanting this text. Then suddenly I see there are so many women. Then this is not always possible. So I immediately started a different first line stanza. Okay, let us chant that also. 6-pack, 8-pack, single pack, no pack. 6-pack, 8-pack, single pack, no pack. Now he says, Drishtva magha moha vesham. Okay, so that is possible. 6-pack we know, very difficult. People don't eat anything to gain 6-pack. 8-pack, very, very difficult. Whatever they were eating earlier, that also they will not eat. No pack is like me. There is no trouble. Whether you eat or you don't eat, you will be like this. And this is single pack actually. No pack is a people who don't eat anything. Even if they eat, they does not stick to their body. And we call people with bad ideas, not good people, mean people. Good people, whatever they eat, happy people they are. Whatever they eat or not eat, it just sticks to their body. It does not leave their body. No? Mean people, no. So it is said there. So he says, Nari Stanabhara. First, we know that from the other thing, okay, that is understood. 6-pack, single pack, etc. But what does he say here? Nari Stanabhara Nabhi Desham. Nari Stana. Nari means woman. Stanabhara means the voluptuous bosom. So Nari Stanabhara. Then next is Nabhi Desham, the navel area, the hip area. So this is what is explained and understood in Kama Shastra or the Shastra which deals with Shringara Rasa. Shringara Rasa means the things related to Kama and romance. So in that, this is what is given the most importance, the bosom and the hip. So that he brings in. Nari Stanabhara. Nari Stanabhara. Even in beautifully in Lalita Sahasranama, he says, Pattabandha Valitpraya. How is her hip? How is her hip? So normally when we say her hip is huge, big, this and that, but he says Pattabandha Valitpraya. It has 3, what you call, handles. So 3 kind of bends. Because of the voluptuous bosom, her weight is sinking on the hip, and that creates 3 bends. Pattabandha Valitpraya, etc. So anywhere, see, this is a thing which from outside when you see, it looks very vulgar actually. I was in Allahabad Kumbh Mela, and I was with this sannyasi whom I was teaching when he was in Rishikesh. He was studying something, and when I was there in this Allahabad Kumbh Mela, we were sitting and we were chatting, and he wanted to know about something, the difference between Garva and this thing. That's so explaining. During that period, one fellow from US and his colleague, a lady, they both came. And this fellow, this sannyasi is staying in an ashram. It's a temple kind of place. So he said, what is this? This sannyasi asked me, Guruji, you know this. Why don't you take them, please? I said, I don't do this. Please, I request you. This is the last time you are asking, and I am doing it. I am not doing it anymore. Anyway, I have to go to the temple. I am going. Otherwise, don't ask me any such request. Okay, I went there. And now, the first floor is full of female deities. Full of female deities. And all the deities. And she was like, she's a photographer. And I asked her, what do you see? Oh, I see all the images have a voluptuous bosom and a big hip. I said, true. What do you see? That you have to understand from a proper angle. Whatever is seen, like here it is said, whatever is seen as the most attractive, that is given in abundance, that is shown in abundance in the deity. Like I took her, okay, I cannot talk with respect to this. Let us go to this god. There is this god called Muruga, Kartikeya. Kartikeya is accepted to be the beautifulest among the male gods. Okay, so I took her to in front of him. Said, "What do you see?" Male god. I said, "No, not just that. This is the god which is the beautiest among the gods. And see the V cut, see the six-pack arms. We give the best. With respect to this, you can understand that." She understood. She understood that language. Now, that is what is said. Whatever we are generally attracted to, first, you don't see the person. You see only these things. So first he says, Nari Stanabhara Nabhi Desham. The voluptuous bosom and the big hip. Drishtva, by seeing them, Magha Moha Vesham. Ma-agha, don't gain. Magha is one word. Ma-agha, don't gain. Moha Vesham, don't become deluded. Don't become delusional. What does that mean? Okay. Now, in current context, when somebody is a huge, now today there was a news in the paper saying a Kannada actress went into plastic surgery and she died of complication. She probably got into this liposuction thing. Okay. Now, with respect to the photo, I don't see her to be a fat woman. I didn't see her a fat. But probably she thought herself, this is all problem here, psychological issues. So she saw herself to be fat probably, and she went into this liposuction. And some complication because of this liposuction, she died. Now, okay, let us suppose she didn't die. They suck all the fat, they have it outside. They have it in a bowl. There was one idiot who liposucted his fat and made a curry out of it and ate it in America. Yes, this is like that dog which we explained in Petesti. So that which vomits and eats it. No, this fellow ate it. It's a fat. So what? You are eating dog fat and cow fat and this fat and that fat. This fat, my fat. So he ate it. Why did you remove it from your body if you want to eat it? So he had the blessing of eating his own fat. Let us see that. Okay. Now, this fellow, okay, let us see this got liposucted and the fat is there. She had a big bosom, big hip. Now that is removed and that is there. That is there in the bowl. What are you looking? Do we do that? No. We won't even look at that. That which constituted the big hips, that which was the cause for the big breast, that is outside now. We won't even look. When we say he ate his fat, then we now we won't even look at that. Only when it is there in the body, it is and nowadays they have the silicone, this and that and what and all, we don't know. So these things are there only when you see it attached to not any body, the body which you think is attractive. It is all here again. If a monkey has a big hip and big breast, will we look at it? No. So the idea here. So with that idea, Nari Stanabhara Nabhi Desham Drishtva Moha. Don't superimpose a beauty in it and look at it. That's the idea. Don't become deluded by that superimposition. If it is outside any part of the body, that is why he says, Etad mamsa vasadi vikaram. This is, what is this body basically? Body is made of fat, blood, etc. Fat, blood, pus. All of them, even your blood, which you keep as sacred, which you accept it as is so sacred, you don't let even a drop of blood out of your body. If there is a prick and there is blood coming out, you will just suck it. You won't even let it out. But if it is there outside, we won't dare to touch it. Any part of the body, if it is outside the body, even we let it be our own body part, it will be like a bone broken and right there, our own bone. They had to amputate it and they had to throw it, and it is dried and it is there. Will we touch it? Oh, it was my bone, my body. No. Once it is external, it is out of that attractive part of your body, it has no value. All its value is lost. That is why he says, Etad mamsa vasadi vikaram. This is to ingrain in you that idea of dispassion. It is not to, that is why I had to say 6-pack, single pack, etc. Why? Because it is not to demean a woman. It is not to put down a woman. That is not the idea. Because in Shastra, the women are given, oh, what are you talking? Even before I start, what are you talking? Can they read Vedas? Immediately they jump to conclusion. No, they cannot read Vedas. There are some rich rules for that. See, when it comes to Vedas, you won't allow them to study, and then you say, no. Basically, okay, the Shastra does not allow them to read Vedas. Okay, I'm wrong. The Shastra is wrong. Okay, you are a man. Can you beget a child? Can you keep her in your womb and give birth to a child? Man can't do that. Even if he implants a womb inside and all that, his heart won't. It will give up. It won't accept the pain. It can't withstand the pain. That is why women don't get heart attack. Not. Strong heart. They give heart attack. Majority of men die of heart attack. Not women. So now, Etan Mamsa Vasadi Vikaram. This is what we see. See, we give a great respect to women. It is not just because you don't allow them to study does not mean, oh, you say she should always be dependent before the marriage, father, after the marriage, husband, after the husband dies, son. She should all be dependent. Yes, it is to see, the situation was not like what we see it here. Now, earlier, the situation was people were very simple, and these kind of complications were not there. So she should be taken care of by someone. So does not mean that she is uneducated. She can study other things, and there were many great saints who were learn, like Gargi, the Shastras, Saraswati, the goddess of education. She is a woman herself. And even in our case of Acharya, he made his opponent's wife as the Mandana Mishra's wife, as the Bharati, as the judge. So, to be a judge, she should know things to understand. She has studied a lot. So, we have no problem with them studying the knowledge part, but Vedas part. For that, you need empty space in the, not the head, in the stomach, because Vedas are chanted from the navel portion. So that energy should be there. And when it is not properly done, then instead of doing good, it will do harm. Most of the time, that is what we do to ourselves. Okay, so that is why he says, Etan mamsa vasadhi vikara. Most of the times means mantra should always be taken from the guru and chanted. Mantra should not be read from the book and chanted. Okay. One boy, he came to me in Chennai. He was staying in the first floor. He has rented the first floor of the person who has invited me, his house. So, and this person who had invited me, he requested, Swamiji, please, he has a problem. He wants to talk to you. So, yes, he came. I have applied for visa for Canada, and all my friends got. I didn't get. What's the problem? My brother did black magic on me. How do you know that? He will do it. Okay, he will do it. Okay. What did you do in return? You should have done something, some defense or offense step. No, I didn't do. Okay, what are you doing? Generally, what are you chanting? Do you chant mantra, anything? Yes, I chant. He gave a name of a deity, which normally we don't take in daytime. There are some deities whose name also, it's like a Voldemort. Oh, I said the name. The one who should not be named. So it's like that in the Harry Potter. You should not take the name in the daytime. Okay, so that deity's name he is taking in daytime and telling me I'm chanting. When? Day, all through the day I'm chanting. All through the day. All through the day, I said, you don't have to, your brother doesn't need to do any black magic on you. You are yourself doing black magic on yourself. This is a sin. This should not be done. It should be done only at the night. How do you know this mantra? I read it from a book. So these are things which we need to understand. Etad mamsa vasadhi vikaram. This, all this which you see is a transformation of a blood, this, that and all, which you won't love to see apart from that body. It should be in that body, then okay. So manasi vichintaya varam varam. And this, okay, I told you clearly. This body is made of blood, pus, urine, feces. Oh, okay. Good. Then you go out. So beautiful he is or she is. Immediately. So that is why he says, Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Varam varam means again and again. Manasi vichintaya. Think about it again and again. Think about it again and again. That is why in Sanat Sujatiya, he said, eternal vigilance is the price for liberty. Carelessness is death. Pramado vai mrutyuritavo chama. Pramadam vai mrityu. Carelessness is death. So, varam varam, you have to inject it so that natural instinct should be, oh. Natural instinct should not be, oh. It should be, oh. That's the difference, right? So, that is what he teaches you with respect to the external things, external beauties, whatever. It is just, okay, I should not think about women, or I should not think about men. That is not the only thing which is said here. Anything external, with respect to that, whatever is perceived, whatever is perceivable as a defect, that is what we have to see. Whatever it may be. So, this is just a pointer to that in that direction, and not a fixed idea. only woman, only men, except that everything is okay. No. So it is a general a pointer, an implication to things which are other than you, which have a value for you. Okay, that is what is said here. We'll see this tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.